Hi everybody, so my name's Penny and today I'm going to be trying to attempt to do a tutorial on my original design. This one is called Krossez and it's because of the Krissiz cross piece that will go up these two pegs. Now this is a huge design, it is 8 pegs across, so effectively you'll need 3 looms. However, if you want to do a full wrap on this you will definitely need 2 looms. On the prototype ones I have, this is done on 2 full looms and it fits snugly around my wrist. So is this one here, also done on 2 full looms. So I'll be doing a different sequence of colours. So obviously you will need bands and your rainbow looms need to be set up like this. A completely square configuration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins across. So I'm just going to set this up to record and I'll be back in 1 moment. Okay, so the first thing I'll be doing here is I'll be getting whatever colour I've chosen or you've chosen for your outside band colour. Now I always double cap mine. So I'll be getting 2 of what's going to be my outside border colour, which is this purpley pink colour. I'll be capping it and placing it across these end 2 pegs, like so. And from there we'll start doing a border which is just single bands. So place at your left and then up along your side piece there, and then again at your left and you start along your perimeter. And we're just going to carry it along our side pieces here all the way to the end. Now like I say, if you want this to be a full wrap then you will definitely need to go 2 lots of looms up. I've not long come up with this design, so I have not yet had a chance to have a little play around and see whether or not I could do a transfer on it. But maybe if some of you like this design and want to have a play around with it and send me the finished results, I'll come up with a design I'm happiest with. That's a transfer or follow-on design for those people that obviously don't have as many looms as required to do a full wrap, because it is quite a few looms to have. 6 in total. 3 looms itself is a bit of a mission too. So I'm relatively new to this, so I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial and my first couple of attempts at designs here. So when you come along this side, you just want to go to that middle band and stop, and come and finish up along this side. So I'm just going to go off camera and finish this up, and I'll be back with the next layer of bands. Okay, so I've come along all the way up to this last one here. So all we've done is we've done our double cap band down here, laid our bands all the way along our perimeter. Now we're going to come in and we're going to lay a couple of fish tails. So where I'm actually going to do this is one here and one here. Well, actually there's going to be a few fish tails, but that's okay. So first fish tail is going to be here and here. They're going to run straight up, and I'm going to do that in the same colour as my border colour. So I'm just going to come along in here them down as you go along, but just coming along and laying them all the way down to your last 2 pegs down the end. So. These bands are not rainbow loom bands, they're just a cheaper quality band that we get over here in New Zealand, so I'm just using them for the purposes of this tutorial. I've got a couple of good prototypes already, so this one's just for this. Anyway, just continuing to lay your bands all the way down both columns until you get to the very end. I'm just going to go off camera, finish that up, and I'll be back with the next couple of steps to show you. Okay, so we've done the end of those 2 fishtails up to that end, finished. So now we're going to lay 2 more lots of fishtails. For these I'm going to use black and white ones, and they just go on these 2 pegs here. So straight up. I'm using the black and white bands for this 2 rows of fishtails. So, and then of course what you do to this first side here, you can come over and repeat on this side, like so. Like so, all the way up. Just continue this over here. And pushing your bands down, I find, as you go, really helps on this design, because you do actually end up with quite a lot of bands on your design. I actually meant to say at the beginning, this is a very band intensive bracelet. I think there are over 300 bands just in the round pieces that we're going to do at the middle, so just bear in mind you will need a lot, especially if you're choosing to do you know, a rainbow colour scheme or something along those lines. So right, so I'm just going to go off camera and finish these fishtails all the way down to these last 2 pegs up here, and then I'll be back on camera. So I'm just placing these last couple of bands on here, and then I'm also going to use these black and white bands for my last sort of border layers as such. So once you've done all your 6 tails, fishtails rather, so you've got your 1, 2 there, 3, 4 there, 5, 6 there. We're going to come back onto this first peg here, and just hang on, I just have to think about this for a second. Yep, so come back onto this first peg here, and actually it doesn't have to be, it's from there to there, there to there, there to there, sorry. So it's the not quite the middle peg that you're putting it on, and then you're starting there to there, there to there, and there to there, and then you follow that up along both sides over your original border that you've first done, but also putting your bands down. That's why I recommend doing 2 different colours on the border so you can tell them apart, and that's why I've used the same colour as my inner fishtail, in the hope that I've got enough bands left as well, because I am just about out of these black and white coloured ones. So anyway, keep going up along this side until we get to the end. like I say, pushing our bands down as we go along. And then when we get down to this end one, just stop on that final peg. Do not go all the way across, because I do that piece after I've laid my final bands. My long ways bands, the bands that will be coming across this part of your loom. Once I've laid them, then we do the other piece. But you're just following that border up along the sides. Just to hit that last peak down the end. And like I say, don't take it all the way across yet. I actually do that piece relatively near the end of this. So all we're doing is laying the last of our border pieces straight up, almost, oops, that's a particularly small one, almost like we're just doing a fishtail over those side border pieces. So it will kind of feel like you're not quite finished there, and that's because you're not quite finished there. So nice couple of bands along here. So 1 and 2. Right, now this is where we come to laying our band pieces. I've got a couple of colours picked out for that. So I'm going to do, so on this one here, this is where I've got your purple and pink fishtails, and this is where I've got your black and white fishtails. So on this one here, that's your pink and purple, that's your black and white. So where these colours are, I'm going to do one colour here and one colour here. So how we do that is we go along and we start laying our bands. So we start off here and here with 2 bands. Oh, sorry, wrong colour. Haha. So we start off, try again. We start off here and here with 2 bands. Here and here with 2 bands. Here and here with 2 bands. And here and here with 2 bands. Okay, so I'll show you that again. Here and here with 2 bands. Just pop over like so. On this far side, here and here are 2 bands. I double band them because I personally think it looks a lot nicer done double banded. So then all you're going to do is you can carry up one side and then the next, just double banding those ones there, and then double banding these ones here. So you a couple more times, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish banding up the middle and come back and show you the next step. And once we're done with the next couple of steps, we won't be far off looping. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so just about at the end here. Try more. Oops. One there. Two more there. Two more here. Now, as I come up, it does pay to push your bands down, like I've been saying. So now we start down this end, and I'm just going to use the black and white that I've used in other places. And you're going to go along and you're going to cap it, and you're going to put it over these 2 pieces here. And you're going to do that all the way up your loom on that side, and then also all the way up your loom on this side. One single band capped and looped over the 2 in between bands that you have. Let's have those mousy pieces. So this is a bit of a tedious step. But once it's done, it's all good. So I'm going to go off camera with this step and finish the rest of my loom. And like I say, as you put the cap bands on, it might just pay just to press each band down as you're laying those capping bands, so you've got room when you're coming along looping them, and it doesn't end up being too much of a mission. So excuse me while I pop off camera, finish looping up these middle pieces here, and once I've done that, I'll be back. And we're so close to looping, it's not funny. We've just got one more lot of band placements after this, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now we're back, and the last lot of looping up we've got to go. And I'm hoping desperately I've got enough bands to make it through this part, but fingers crossed we'll scrape in there. Fingers crossed. So this is the last lot of bands that we lay before we start looping up our bracelet. And these are just simply, nearly the last lot of bands, and these are simply just diagonal bands here in the middle, across, and this just gets done the whole length of the loom. So, across, and this goes up to the end of your loom, and then I'm going to come back and we'll be turning the loom around, and I'll show you how to do those last few cross bands that I told you not to put on when we were banding before. So those ones just across that final row. So once you've continued up the length of your loom, we just keep going here. Once you've finished doing that, we'll come back and we'll start this front row. So I'll be back in a second, and we'll be ready to turn our looms around and just about ready to start our looping process, which is the fun part of this bracelet. So it's labour intensive putting your bands and stuff on, but as far as the actual bracelet goes and the looping process after, I think it's well worth the bands and well worth the time spent to make this bracelet. It comes out looking very cool. I think so anyway. So it's just personal preference. But I'm just going to finish up here. Might as well stay with you. We're nearly done. Oops. I need to cooperate. Aha. Cooperate, please. Thank you. So I think I'm just going to have enough bands here to finish my Krossez. So that's where it got its name, Krossez. Here. And this is the bit here where I want you to come along and grab your last few black bands. Go from there to there, from there to there, from there to there, from there to there. Oops, my loom was just have to come together a bit. Down there, and then to there. There to there, there to there. That's now I'm going to put on my last cross, so that gets done before your last cross. Then your last cross gets done, like so. Those bands, and then all you need to do is get a couple of your border colour bands, like so. I get two. I cap them we go over your end there, and this is where we're going to start looping from. So bear with me. The very first thing that you want to do is come inside your cap band, and you're going to grab the bottom of your X's, and instead of taking it up to itself, you take it to its opposite peg, so to there. Same thing with this one. You hop in here, like so. Now I also come in here and grab this and loop it out to its edge. Excuse my hooks. Actually going to, I can just spread this out. There we go. As you can see, you do need a metal hook, and you do need your looms to be well set up. So I'm just going to set that out to there, just to the sides. You do not want to go any further than the sides. Don't think I'll just race ahead and I'll loop this all up, because it won't work. I tried. So arch your sides like that. And we come back to your X's and just continue to come in here and up straight in front of itself. So you don't want it to go side to side, you just want it to go straight in front of itself. And there, get your band straight in front of itself. Band straight in front of itself. Show you a couple more times. Get your band straight in front of itself. And you can just flip these bits over if they pop up. So that's pretty much it all the way to the end. When you come back, I'll show you the next part in the looping process. Okay, so we've finished looping up. Last two crisscrosses up to the end there. So we come back to the beginning of your loom, and this is where we start doing these side pieces. However, you need to watch this carefully, because this is how this border piece works. So we've strung out these two pieces to the end here. Now what you need to do is go back in this end piece and grab just your top border colour, which in my case is the black and white. You then need to bring it up onto this top peg. Same with on this side. You go into there and up to there. Now that's where you stop. Before you go any further, you need to do this, which is go in this side, grab your two bands, bring it up and over to itself, which is in the middle peg, like so. Then you want to come inside this middle peg and get the bottom two bands of that same colour you just moved, slide it over there and onto that hook. And if you lose the piece like you saw I just did there, you just pick that up with your hook and put it back over. That's where it sits. You then come in here and do middle to inside. Get underneath your black, grab that, back out to the side, like so. Same with this, from the outside to the inside, and from the inside to the outside. And the same with this, from the inside to from the outside to the middle rather, and from the middle to the outside, like so. You come back through here, your next black border piece, up and over, into your middle piece like so. Come back down, get those two same coloured pieces. You can hold your band to stop it from moving if you like. And over onto there, like so. You can actually go up if you choose and do just one side of these across and in, and then you can go up the other side. It doesn't matter if you do them one side at a time for this, but you have to loop this each time you do it. So you can't just loop up your one side because it won't be held in place properly. So you need to do it this way. So one into there, and you take your piece over onto there, grab your bottom two, bring them out over onto that one, and then you go back and loop up the next one and do the very same thing with that off into its middle piece. Grab those bottom two bands over and around, and the same thing over here. I'm just going to do a couple more of these middle ones for you. Into the middle, over to there, into your cap band, the bottom two bands. Just make sure you're grabbing the bottom two bands and you're not grabbing that bottom black and white one. So bottom two bands up and over like so. So I'm going to go off screen in a second once I've done another couple of these, and let you carry on looping up. So you can go up along one side and then down along the middle. It is not a problem in this situation. You've just got to make sure that as you're doing those outside ones that you're looping up. This band here is coming, oopsie, just the black and white one, remember, this band here is coming up and over before you're lifting that into its middle piece, like so. And that's just what we carry on all the way to the very end with all four of those rows like this, and then I will come back and I will show you the next looping step. Okay, so this video is getting a bit long, so I'm going to actually have to stop it here and continue on in a second, but I'm just going to show you one last time before this video stops what I'm doing. So I'm coming inside each of my first top rows, getting this one, pulling it across, you're then going in, getting this over to the middle, and then this out to its sides. Then you're coming in here, getting this one, coming into its middle, and going under, out to its sides. When I come back, we should be all looped up right down to our ends, and I'll be showing you the last 3 steps to finishing this bracelet. Okay, so I'm back again, and I'm going to finish off this tutorial with you, the last of the banding sequences that we've got to do to finish this bracelet. I promise you all I'm going to work on this tutorial thing I've got going on here with the camera angle. I know it might be easier for some of you to watch from this direction. I'll see how I go next time setting it up that way, but for this time we've got this. So at this stage we've got all our centre bands looped up to the very middle. I'm just going to shut my door. My centre band's looped up all the way to the very end. I have got these centre band pieces here looped out to each side and up all the way to each end at the very ends down here, and then I've come in and I've gone inside all my pieces all the way up to this last couple here. So we've come over here, we're going through this one here, putting our last one on the end piece, taking those bottom 2 out, putting them across and over. Then we're going in and getting this next band, going out and over, redoing this middle one, coming in there, going under your capping bands, and going through to there, and also onto this side. And then you've got to go under your capping band and around to the side, lifting up your black and white border band over to your middle piece here. I quite like these bands too. Over and around to there. Then in with your last black and white band here. So anyway, from here I'm going to come back down to this end, and I'm going to go inside here, and I'm going to grab my black and white single row, and also in here grab my black and white single row. You've got to make sure all of these ones here are looped up both directions all the way up your whole loom. So you want to check and make sure that you haven't missed any. So they should all, sorry, trying to zoom in, they should all look like that going upwards, like this, going upwards, that's better, and like that on the inside going upwards. And then we are coming back down here, we're going inside these pieces here, so there, and getting our bottom black band. Oops, a daisy. Oops, a daisy. Gonna mess with me. I like doing that when you get on camera, I guess. And up to there like so. And then all you're going to do is you're going to go inside of each of these bands. So inside your capping band as well. Get that very bottom fishtail from there. Do the same on here. And you're going to do this up these aisles here, like so. And then you're going to do them up here as well. So you just keep going in and getting that bottom, in my case black and white one, in your case it may be a different colour. So all you're doing is looping that up to the next one and to the next one there. I'm just about to pop off camera and I'm going to finish looping these two single lines all the way up, and when I come up I'll show you the next nearly last piece of looping that we're going to have to do to carry on for the finish of our bracelet. So just finishing these last couple of bands into there, around and up. Then I bring this one across and over, into here is up, and here is up. And I bring that one there also and over, and I go, whoopsie, and there as well, and up and over. So in this one here, just doing the last couple, so this one in here, and over. One in here, and over, there. Ugh, there we go. That's a bit bizarre, hang on. That band there is actually a wrong colour band, but that doesn't actually matter, I guess. It's a little bit random. I'm not quite sure how that came about. Right, so anyway, we've got that all the way looped up to there. As long as all your bands meet in the middle here, that's fine now. So there's the last step of looping for your fishtail pieces. This is where it gets a little bit different. So what we do in here is we come in for your top band, which is this one here. We pull it out and we pull it diagonally across from itself. So almost like this other one, the other X's we did underneath it. This one here comes out and across to itself. Sorry, it's being fiddly because I'm running out of spaces down here. So So then you've got to come back in here all the way down to the very, very bottom one, which you'll find right at the end. Come in there, bring this one up and bring it over diagonally across. You do not want to bring it back onto itself. It should be going diagonally across to there, because this is what makes up the crisscross part at the back of your bracelet. I'll show you on this one that I'm wearing. I'm also wearing a snake belly that I did, but I might just take the snake belly off. I actually just finished that the other day. We show off. It's quite cool. Use some new colours that I had. But anyway, this is where you see this crisscross piece up the middle here that almost looks like wee triangle heart things. So anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. So you want to be coming in through all your pegs. Just going to zoom in a wee bit, see if this helps. In through all your pegs, you're bringing this one up and across. You want to go back inside all your pegs again. It's the only one that should be around towards you. Like so. There. Across to there. So you can see it down in there. Pick them up. Go across to there. You have to excuse my loom because I've got so many bases on the bottom of it. It's actually buckling a bit, so I'm just gonna come down here and see if I can't just open it a bit like that. Okay, so I'm going to carry on into here. This one here and over and across. This one here, over and across, over and across, over and across, over and across, over and across. Now I want you to continue this all the way up to the very, very final bands. So if you keep going in and across and in and across, now I'm going to go off camera and finish up my row, and I'll meet you for the final step before clipping. Okay, so we're just down to here. These last ones, we go in here, over and across, and in here, over and across. Then we're taking it right back down to the beginning for our last piece of looming. And so what we want to do is we're coming inside our double capped band, like so. We're grabbing our outer border piece, and I'm just going to see if I can zoom that in a wee bit. We're grabbing our outer border piece, bring it up and over onto the next one. Then you're going inside all of those, grabbing that very bottom band, bring it up and over to there, going in all of those. Oopsie, all of those, grabbing that very bottom band, over and across, going through all of these, grabbing that very bottom band, and up. Then the same thing on this side here. So we're going in and grabbing our bands, and through, grabbing our band, and going underneath all our bands, over and out, and then through here and up. So I'm just going to zoom out on this again. It's zoomed out as it goes. So I'm just going to, oopsie, carry along here while you're watching me. You can see I'm going to be going in here, and I'm basically just like you would loop up any other normal border rather. You're just going to go up here and keep taking these bands all the way up just to the end of the row, and then I will turn the loom around and show you how to finish it off. Now I highly recommend you use large C-clips with this design. I think the small ones just don't quite handle the amount of bands that get used in this design. But so you're just looping up your outside borders, so back down to here, around like so. So I'm just going to go off camera until I'm nearly at the end of my row, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to finish off our Krossez bracelet. So we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we're on to our last couple of pegs here that we're finishing. I've gone up to the last one on here, and I'm just finishing these last few pull through pieces on here into there like that. Then you come in along these front ones and you're lifting up your very last bottom ones now. So these are the last of the last that go across to there. And yep, this last one in here goes onto that final top peg, and then in this one here we go in here across to there like so, down here like so, into here, that bottom one out and across like so. Now this is the trickiest part of the whole thing. The double cap band that I put in there before, and this is just personal preference how you do this, but this is how I prefer to do it. I come in here, and mine was 2 bands, double cap, so I know that I've got a few bands that need picking up. So I come in there and I get my bands and I hold them with my nail, because I can. Then the next one is inside all of those, and that. And then I put it up onto my hook, like so. I don't put the cap bands on, sorry, not the cap bands, the C-clips on yet. I put it onto the now. For this design, you are going to need to either use a holding hook or another hook of some description to be able to pull this design off, because it is a very, very tight design. If you've got a hook or something like that, you can always use that to put it on the end, but I prefer to use these because they're sturdy. Then all I do is I come down to this end here where we started, and I like just to give them a helping hand off, starting with that cap band with the edge of my hook, like so, and then just up your side pieces. So I usually find once your first couple of rows have gone in, then it's not so bad for the rest of them. You will need to play with this bracelet a little bit when it's done, but not too much, hopefully. So I'm just going to go along. You can also gently use your fingers if you like. I found that's quite a easy way to get them off as well. So I'm just going to continue along here, getting this off as quickly as I can for you. So there's 2 parts to this video. I'm sorry, it's my very first ever tutorial. So if there's any tips or tricks, obviously apart from the camera angle, which I've already mentioned I'd like to change, if you've got any tips or tricks for future tutorials, I would really like to hear from you. So I'm just going to go along here and do what I just did with my fingers for this second row in as well, just because I have got a lot of looms and a lot of bands, and after using so many bands and spending so much time on a bracelet, it would be a little bit devastating if it was to break now, I think. So that's always something I dread, is after doing a new design. So sorry about that, my phone actually battery died on me just as I was taking it off and finishing up. But this is your finished product. You can see your inside round pieces all the way through there, and then if you come along, I've got the hook in because I actually have to replace the band that came loose when I was taking the C-clip on. And this is your other side, your crossing side, so to speak. But this is actually the reverse side. The signature side is the bit with the rounds on it. So yeah, that's your reverse side. And like I say, this is your completed front side. You got these little roundy pieces here, your roundy pieces here. I don't know if you can quite see that in the middle of your two fishtails. You've got your other colour that goes up the middle there. Yeah, so that is my second attempt at a design, and it is my first tutorial. So the next tutorial out will be called Riley's Rounds, and that is the one I did before this one. So I'll be keen to show that to you soon. Bye for now.